your books out right now so that we can have some data that we're going to use. So turn to page 94. Your homework is going to be 5 problems, and I'm going to do the first problem with you.
Wait, what page did you say?
94. Okay, now the homework assignment is going to be page 94, numbers 14, 16, 17, 21, and 22. And we're going to do number 14 together. The other ones are just estimating standard deviation, which is not too tough. Okay, so now here's the thing. We're about to do something kind of complex on the calculator, and I need you guys to be reasonable people, which means that if at some point you fall behind, you have to stop me and ask me a question, okay? Please don't do that thing that teenagers do where they're like, actually, I didn't hear where you said the first button we push was 10 minutes ago. What was that button again? And then you're 10 minutes behind. So if you get behind, just say something. Ethan, did you download it?
I have an Apple iPhone. I couldn't find it.
Okay, Ethan, at the beginning of this year, I said, here are your 2 options. You can either borrow a graphing calculator from me, or you have an Android and you can download this app. So I guess what you're gonna have to do is get a calculator from me, unless you can figure out how to do it on this different graphing calculator. So I'll put it in the office with your name on it, and you're gonna have to come back and watch this video later. Anybody else not have the actual app that is TI? Cool, okay. So first thing you're going to do is hit stat. Big surprise there. I'm pointing at it right now. And then you're going to hit enter on edit. This should bring up list 1, list 2, list 3, or maybe they're called something else on your calculator. Mine has numbers in there, but yours might not. So don't panic if it does, or if the numbers are different, or if you have nothing in there. Here's how you clear out the lists. So watch. You hit the up arrow so that you're actually on L1. And then you're going to hit the do not hit the delete button. Hit the clear button. If you hit delete, you actually delete the whole list. If you hit clear, nothing's going to happen. The list looks exactly the same. And then if you hit the down arrow, the whole list empties out. Okay, let's see how many people I lost.
Mine doesn't have an L1 or an L2. It just
What does yours have?
L3 to L6.
Okay, so just clear out the list that you're in. That's
Okay.
fine. Okay, anybody else having problems? Now is the time to say something. Cool. Hey guys, it's freaking, for those of you who still have your hands raised, it's really freaking me out. So stop it, because I keep thinking you're having problems with the directions. So take those down. Megan, Michaela, Justin, Jerry. Okay, so next up, what we're going to do is we're going to type in all of these numbers into your graphing calculator. I'm going to have you show this to me in just a second. So we're doing number 14 right now. So it looks like number 14 says the weights of all US presidents since 1952. So we're going to type those numbers into our calculator. So 173, hit enter between each one. If you mess up, you can always use the up arrows and fix something. when you're done, you should be, you see how it says L1? That means I'm on list 1 and I'm on spot number 11. And that's where you should be too, because the first 10 spots are taken with numbers, because there's 10 numbers that we're using. And the 11th should be empty. Okay, hold your calculator up to the camera and show me that you got 10 numbers in there. Justin, you got yours? Everybody's good, you can put them down. Justin? Justin, you got to talk to me.
Oh, I was on mute the whole time. I put them in. I don't know if you can see them though.
Okay, so don't just sit there and fall behind, like keep up, okay? And if you're struggling, let me know. All right, back to this. So now what you're going to do is you're going to quit out of this. So hit second quit. Go back to your main screen that was second and then the one right next to it. Okay, so I'm gonna write down some instructions right here. First, we push the stat button and then we cleared the list and put numbers in. And then we hit second quit to get out of there. Okay. And now you're gonna hit stat again. And you're gonna go over to calc by hitting the right arrow. And then you're gonna hit enter on that one variable stats. Now, if you just typed it into L1 like I did, you can just hit enter right here and it'll tell you all the stats for those numbers that you entered. But if you're someone like Justin who's got weird list numbers, then what you're gonna have to do, Justin, is type in, like right now, mine's an L1. So if I hit second and then number 1, see how it has like that little L1 on it? That tells it what list to look at. Now, if you have it in L1 and nothing in the other list, you don't even have to type that in. But if you've got a weird number like L6 or something, you're gonna have to hit second and then 6 so that it hits the right one. Hit enter and then you should see all of your stats.
Yes, that's fine. What do I do? I'm like right here on my calculator.
Hold on, I can't see you.
I don't know if it's pixelated.
Yep, just scroll down to hit calculate. If you've got a new calculator, you're just gonna have to, did you get the same thing I did now, Jordan? Where it's like X bar?
I have what, that's fine. I have what Jordan has. When I hit calculate, it says error.
Okay, so what was your L1 list? Did it work for you, Jordan?
Yeah, I got like the line equals 186.1. My L1 was the one we used.
Okay, so we're running out of time, Jason, so I'm just gonna keep you on the call in a minute and I'm gonna help you figure it out, what went wrong. Anybody else have a problem? Okay, all right, so let's just talk about quickly what these numbers mean before we go. Okay, so in this problem, number 14, it said that you need to find the population, the range, the mean, the variance, and the standard deviation of the population set. So let's just do, the range is not that important. Let's do mean, variance, and standard deviation. All right, so mu, standard deviation, and variance. Again, this is the mean, this is the standard deviation, and this is the variance. Okay, so X bar is the same thing as a population mean. So I'm just going to write down that was 186.1. Do you see where it says sigma X? That's your standard deviation. That's your mu, 18.44. So that's how easy it is to find a standard deviation. Now, sigma squared isn't on there, but how do I find that out pretty easily?
Square the sigma.
Right, square the standard deviation. So if you take 18.44 squared on your calculator, you'll figure it out. But first, I'm going to take you through the rest of these. This is a summation of the x's. That means if you added them all together, that's what you would get. This is a summation of all the x squareds. This is important. Everybody look. You see how it says S? S is sample standard deviation, and that's what you will need for the next problem, which is number 16. 16, you're definitely going to need to use the calculator for, and you're going to want to use S because it's a sample instead of a sigma. So we don't need that for this one, but you will for the others. N equals 10, that's just how many data points you have. There's your minimum, Q1, your median, Q3, your maximum. So it gives you a lot of information about the stats you put in. It's a quick way to check your standard deviation. Okay. Let's see, to finish that problem, I would take 18.44 squared, which is like 340 point, I don't know, 03-ish. Okay, so I'm gonna stop now.